preparing to stream live. Okay, so give me just a few more minutes and I'm going to share it. Okay, now let me find the share link. Okay, now I gotta go and put the share link. Let me go to the Facebook, and I'm gonna go inside the group. Please bear with me. We're almost there, y'all. 2 more minutes. Okay. So maybe you all will see this link right here that I'm going to drop. Paste. Yeah, I pasted it. Go scroll down, y'all. Look in the group. The link. Okay, so let me go here, and I'm gonna put it in here. Done, redirected it. Okay, so Crystal, I need you to turn your camera off. Crystal, turn off your camera. Oh my gosh. Here, I'll do it. Okay, cool.
I think I cut it off, Erica.
Let me do. I'm by, y'all. I hope y'all get over there.
You're muted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am so sorry that we have had technical difficulties, and I am so glad you are here.
I'm happy to be here. This is what kickoff looks like, and it's okay.
Yes, yes. So I hear an echo, so let me figure out where this echo is coming from. Zoom. Okay, leave. Okay, all right. So Leah, tell everybody in your own words who you are.
Well, good morning, America. My name is Leah Rutherford, and I am purpose. I am P, psychologically, U, unemployable, on an R, relentless, P, pursuit, to O, overcome the S, stigmas of E, entrepreneurship. And I am extremely excited to be here with you all as I have prepared for this day all of my life. And Erica, just in short, professionally, I am an educator, I am an entrepreneur, and I am a life insurance agent. And my excitement about being a part of this platform is that in order to be in a place of success, I had to go through a process of healing. And so I'm ecstatic to share not only my professional self, but in this space to be vulnerable and share a little bit about my personal self.
So I still, do you hear echo on your end?
Not at all.
Okay, great. So tell everybody why you decided to join Black Women Heal Together, the summit.
Yes, well, of course, I decided to join it because I really have an affinity and a love for you and your family. So when you invited me, I would have said nothing other than, yes, I'll be there. We could have jumped off a bridge together. And I love you. I love your mom. I love your husband and your dad and your son. And I've had the privilege of being connected to your family in a very intricate way. So to support you is one of the main reasons that I said yes. But secondly, when I did hear the mission and the cause for why you were stepping out in such a bold space, I've been in the process of healing for a lot of my life, as many of us should be engaged in doing. And when I had the opportunity to share my journey, I said, of course, and absolutely. So that's why I'm here with you today.
Well, thank you so much. You don't know how much this is an honor to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So tell everybody your story, because people showed up. They want to hear the stories of many of you all. So share your story with us.
You know, this morning as I was meditating and preparing to come on, these words came to me. And this is just an overview of why we move along in this journey in this way. Basically, these were the words that came. Black Women Healing is what it's entitled. We've been conditioned to believe that our pain is taboo. And because of pride, we hide our hurt deep inside. What happens at home doesn't stay at home, but it keeps you trapped in a cage of all alone. Hurt people is a real mantra. But guess what? When healed people heal, they heal people too. And that is the mantra for why I'm here with you. And so my goal is to not only expose my process and my progress, but be willing to disclose the process that got me to my progress. It is the Underground Railroad to our true freedom. And that's why I can say I've prepared for this day all of my life. So now my story is such that, you know, we have a tendency to present our glory. We come to the ta-da moment and people see you in that space, but they really don't know what it took for you to be polished, presented, and prepared for the moment that you're able to share yourself openly, unintimidatedly, willingly, because the process to get there is a serious journey if we are willing to dig in to what it takes to truly heal.
So tell us about your background. So what exactly would you like to share? So what did you have to heal from? Just give us one story that you had to heal from.
Thank you, Erica. And I want to say for just honoring me in this space, I know that this has been a very vulnerable place for all of us, and being willing to say, hey, this was my journey. For you to take that bold step and lead by example is what has allowed many of us that are on this platform with you this week to have the courage to say, yes, I'm willing to share. One of the biggest pieces of my journey have been the recent process of my healing, probably the last decade. I gladly, in April of 2022, shook the dust of my 40s off my feet because my 40s was a hellacious decade in my life. I want to disclaimer this by saying many times when we are dealing with our healing, we truly aren't on the side of healing until we can own the role that we played in it. If we're still pointing fingers, blaming others, talking about everybody else's pain that is the cause of our pain, then we really haven't gotten on the side of the healing that makes us whole. And that doesn't mean that's not a part of the journey, because those are pieces of the process, is being able to see situations for what they really are. For me, this decade entailed quite a few things. I started my 40s, and the year that I had my daughter, I actually was turning 40. So I had her April 8th. I turned 40 April 23rd, and she was actually conceived during a reconciliation of a pretty tumultuous marriage. She's my second daughter, and I had prepared in my mind that I wanted a second child, but I didn't want a second father in the picture. I knew that I would potentially, because of the history of my rocky marriage, potentially be raising her on my own. So I had just accepted that she's my baby. And I really, in accepting that ahead of the pregnancy, would not have been able to really fathom what was going to come with that as a 40-year-old entrepreneur female with an infant. In a time when many of my peers were preparing for empty nesting, I was just becoming a mom again. And in that process, I gained an infant, turned 40, gained my mom, who I honor her in her presence because she's here to support me. And she's on her own journey of healing and processing her life as well. I gained her at a time when life was hitting her really hard. And when I mean gained her, she moved to my home from California. And by the time my infant daughter was 4 months old, my then husband left. And so I entered into my 40s very afraid. I went from being a married mom of one, that just was me, my husband, and my daughter, to being a single mom of two and a caretaker and provider for my own mother. And I was at that time no longer working, I was a full time entrepreneur. So the process for me, that what I was faced with, was the day I remember my daughter, the baby was about 2. And I would have never done anything to harm myself, but had life just decided to not wake me up the next day, I would have been okay. It was to that extent. Now, I've never been suicidal in my thoughts, but you can be in a place that's so dark and so heavy that waking up in glory is a better outcome, right? And my only reason for fighting against the willingness to give up on life was my daughters, knowing that at that time, my mom was struggling with her own life's journey that really impacted our family hugely over this past decade. My ex-husband, who was my children's father, was uninvolved in their lives, period. And ironically, I was dating a guy at that time that was older than my mother, that I realized was mean and just was not a good fit for our family. Those were the only choices that my kids had if I gave up on life. And I refused to leave 2 daughters in this world, whether I checked out physically, emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually, leaving them to have to fend for themselves. They were my weapons of warfare every single day, knowing that they had to have me so that they would be okay. And I'm proud to say 10 years later, they're thriving, they're amazing. Our family's in a better place. But those were some really dark moments. Substance abuse, divorce, singlehood at a very young age, watching my peers accelerate while my finances were plummeting, having to figure out how to savor things that I had invested in, like a home, a career, an entrepreneur business, etc. And really figuring that fight out and being on this side of it as now a successful mom with thriving children, with a healing mom, with the relationship that we're building again, is truly a space where I give all honor to God.
So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for telling that story. And as people are relating to your story, I want you to, if you can, give me two spiritual principles. What are you that you stand by right now that has gotten you this far?
One of them is my favorite scripture, which is Jeremiah 29:11. And basically, it says that God's goal is not to bring me harm, but to bring me to a good future, to bring me to a place of prosperity and to a place of abundance. Depending on the version you're looking in, obviously, it is spoken in different ways. But the version basically is just letting me know that it's not God's goal for my space in life to be a place of hurt and harm and danger, but it is his, he loves us, and it is his goal for our lives to reflect abundance and prosperity, to bring us good and to bring us to a good end. So that's one of the spiritual principles that I stand on, and that's biblical. And then I have a philosophical principle that basically is this: if and imagine the ocean is God, right? And God is who many of us look at as this being way up out somewhere, that we kind of are underneath this space of a God who sits high and looks low. Well, I believe that just as if you were to take a cup and extract water from the ocean, that God is represented by the ocean, and that cup of water is represented by us as the people that he's put on this earth to be his representatives. That the properties of the water in that cup are no different than the properties of the ocean body that it was extracted from. By that, I mean, we are God. And many of us don't recognize that we are God. We have the same power to say, I am, and create our lives as he did when the Bible said that he said, let there be. We have the same power to command our day and say, today will be a good day. And the day has to line up with what you put out there. But in the same creative way, if we say, I am depressed, I am broke, I did fail, I am a failure, then you also are creating those realities into your life. So I believe I am God, and I have the same creative power that the God that I am can make happen in my life. And that is what pulled me from a dark place of being willing to just slip on into glory to now living a glorious and victorious life in front of my daughters and even in front of my mother. I believe that my process of healing has been an example for her. It has been a tumultuous process, but I believe it has even been an example for her in her life. And in that switch, I now in the last 6 months, believe it or not, have a ex-husband who is the children of my father. I'm sorry, the father of my children, who now calls me and says, do you need my help with the girls this week? Are you going out of town and can I come stay with them? 10 years ago, I can't even explain that the flip side, as the opposite as the East is from the West, that scenario is not what it was 10, even 5, even 3 years ago.
Absolutely, absolutely. So just to clear things up, because I know that people are going to say, what does she mean, I am God? So let's get this clear. Do you believe that there's a creator?
I absolutely know that there is a power greater than I. There is no way that I could stand in a space that I believe that I am the God.
The God,
but I
right.
know that the same God that is and was and will be is the God that I am. And I have the same creative power that he had when he said, let there be. That being said, we also have the power to discipline our minds. We have the power to condition our bodies to heal. We have the power to say that we can get up, and we don't have to succumb to society's expectations. We don't have to succumb to genetics. We know, we are willing to a lot of times to say, well, I'm genetically predisposed to have whatever condition that I have. And that becomes our crutch for accepting doom. in our lives. So I absolutely, without a doubt, know that there is a deity, a higher power greater than me, and he is the God that I am. And
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
speak that, because many of us have also been conditioned to believe that God is a condemning God, one that's looking to punish us. He's sitting there waiting to put X's and checks every time we do something wrong, or to see if we did something right, that he is looking for the naughty and the nice, that he's waiting to just cast us into hell every time we make a mistake. And God is a loving God. He's a forgiving God. He's not a God that's seeking to condemn us every time that we do something wrong. And unfortunately, religion has conditioned so many of us to believe that God is just waiting for us to mess up, and now he's going to judge us. And imagine if that's what you're living by every single day, how that impacts your ability to just live life, make mistakes, figure it out. I like to call it non-punitive guided practice. God is my guide. I'm practicing and figuring this thing out called life. And when I make a mistake, I don't need every time the gavel to drop and there to be a big red X on my mistake. I need to know that, okay, I messed that one up. What do I need to do to fix it?
Absolutely. It's called the power in the pivot.
That.
Yes. So I want to say thank you so much for coming on here with me. You gave so much in this interview. If you had to talk to that one Black woman, that one mother, or even that one mother that's had her baby, which I know a few that had babies in their 40s, what would you like to tell them? Because sometimes, your baby now is a big baby. But what about that one that has that 1-year-old or 2-year-old that they're still in the midst of that, just had a baby at 40? What would you want to tell her?
I believe, and I base a lot of my philosophies on scripture. Luke 19:11 has a story, and it's marked in Matthew as well. It's told a little differently there, but I prefer the scientist in me likes the one in Luke, because it talks about the parable of the talents. And there were 3 men in this story that were highlighted that received 10 talents each. And talents can be, your actual talent, sing, dance, etc. It can be money. It can be your children. I prefer to look at, in this case, the talents as my children, right? So each of them was given these 10 talents. And the master told them, here's your talents. Do with them what you will until I return. Right. And when the master returned, the 3 men had performed with those talents what it was that they did. One of them hid his 10 talents under a rock. He said, I was afraid of you, master. I didn't want to make any mistakes. So I stuck my 10 talents under a rock. Obviously, those 10 talents were still 10 talents. They didn't grow. They did not get exposed to anything new. They just was under the rock. And then there was the second man, he took his 10 talents, turned them into 15. And then there was the third man, he took his 10 talents and he doubled them, turned them into 20. And when the master rated what it was that was expected of those gentlemen, he called the man who put the 10 talents under the rock wicked and slothful. And then he took those 10 talents from that man and he gave them to the other man who did the double. And he told this man who had turned the 10 into 20 that he was going to be ruler of the nation. I believe that it is our job to turn our kids from that 10 to that 20. It's our job to cultivate every talent that they have, every need that they have. It's our responsibility to meet it. And with whatever energy, whatever gifts, whatever talent, whatever income, whatever resources we have, it is our job to be for them live an example that teaches them not only that we can help them become greater, but to teach them how to become greater individuals in this society as well. So my example there is to say this: it's our responsibility to ensure that our kids are greater than we are. And we get to be their parents. We were chosen to be their mother. I tell my daughters, God could not have picked better angels to pull from heaven and send to earth. And I'm glad I'm the vessel that he chose to bring them to this world.
That is so awesome. That is just so amazing. Amen. Amen to that. That is so wonderful. So, thank you so much for coming on here with me. Do you have any last closing remarks before I let you go? And tell everybody how they can get a hold of you as well.
You know, Erica, one of the remarks is just, again, I want to let you know how much I appreciate you in allowing this to be a place where I could be vulnerable and share. And for those of you all that want to reach me, Leah Speaks is my handle on on IG. Leah Rutherford. I'm sorry, I still have my company name up on my Zoom. I was just on a company Zoom prior to this. Leah, Lea with no H, Speaks, Speaks. That is my IG handle. And on Facebook, I'm Leah, Lea Rutherford. And then my phone number is 877 LEA SPKS. Again, that's 877 LEA SPKS. Again, that's for Leah Speaks.
All right, Leah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I want to say that I have watched you grow over the years, and you're so special to me. I hope that I say it enough where you know.
You too, and I love you too.
Yes, I love you so much. And thanks again for coming on here and sharing your story, okay?
Absolutely.
And you'll get this recording, and you have an amazing day.
Well, congratulations on your platform and on your kickoff and on this amazing summit, Erica. Keep up the good work, be encouraged, and don't let the moments that are going to come to you this week as you're executing this discourage you, because you're doing something so amazing that there are moments that are going to try to stop you. Push through. There are amazing healing scenarios for women that need to know that getting on the other side of the pain is real and it can happen for us all. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, y'all. All right. So next is our Crystal Allen. Let's see if she's going to come on here. One moment. Hold on. Let me get her on. So as Crystal comes on here, I want to share with you and say that interview that we just had was just so extremely amazing. Leah Rutherford. So don't miss out on these speakers, y'all. This is so incredible. So let me see if Crystal is coming, and then we will keep it going. Hold on one moment. Okay, everyone. So Crystal will be coming on here, and we are going to keep this show on the road, which is so amazing. And she's going to be able to tell her story. And I keep saying that we are a mirror of each other because we have some of the same stories. We just go through different things at different times. So please bear with us, and she should be on shortly. Okay, everyone. So while she's getting on, I'm going to speak to you. And, you know, hopefully you all took something away from Leah's interview, because if you say those words, I'm broke, or I'm having a bad day, or, you know, I'm tired of this. If you say those negative things, then you're just going to create more and more of it. So you must, or you get to change those words around and say something different. So let me see if I can see you all here. So let me just shout out to some of you. Shayna, I see you. Tayana Bailey, I see you. Thank you for coming. Kathy, welcome, welcome. I see you all. So if you're here, just say your name. I mean, just say hi, and I'll send you out a shout out. So let's see if we can get our next person in. And tomorrow we'll have to do better with this technology. So hold on. All right, everyone. So we finally have Crystal on here. If you are still here watching, we have Crystal Allen on here. And I want to say good morning, Crystal. How are you today? Oh, unmute. Okay.
Hello, hi Erica. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you so
Can you
much for
see me?
coming. I can see you. Yes, absolutely.
For some reason my volume has went down.
So we can hear you good on our end.
Okay.
Okay, so tell everybody who you are and what do you do for a living?
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Crystal Allen. Right now, I am going to start kindergarten, working with kindergartens in the Kansas City Public Schools district. And right now I'm a content creator and starting to develop my content on social media platforms.
Okay, so share with everyone why you decided to join the Black Women Healing Together Summit.
Say that, repeat it, because I can barely hear you.
Let me turn this up. Tell everybody why you decided to join the Black Women Healing Together Summit.
Anything that has to do with our healing is a wonderful thing. So that's one of the reasons why I accepted to join. And also too, to share my story of life about healing from watching our loved ones, especially our parents, develop illness and becoming ill from high blood pressure and diabetes and things of that nature, and how it changes us from watching them become ill and possibly dying or have to be placed in new nursing homes or in-home care facilities. So, and how it plays a part on your well-being and how you look through the scope and want to change your life and your eating habits and, you know, for your future and to live a longer life for your children.
So that's real good because a lot of times we have high blood pressure, diabetes, and our discipline is sometimes so horrible that we don't really understand the effects that it has on our bodies, you know, the effects that it has on our family if something happened to us. So thank you so much for coming on here, sharing with us. So tell us about your mom and how it affected you being a caregiver with her.
Well, for many years, my mom, she had developed diabetes, and the outcome from her not eating the way that she should resulted into becoming on insulin. And then I had twins at the age of 38. My mom, she came to live with me when my twins were about 4 months old. And she was the head cook of the household. I helped her cook. We used to share, like for holidays, she would be cooking things and I would be helping her. But in the process of that, she also had high blood pressure as well. But things just took a turn for the worse. And she really wasn't taking care of herself as she should. But also, too, with that being said, I worked, and when I worked, I would work a lot of doubles, and she was the care provider for my twins while I worked. So I did started to take notice that her health was falling apart, and I was going through work-related issues. So I decided to quit working and help take care of my own babies at the time. They were probably about between maybe 3 and 4. And I had to help take care of my mom. So she needed me for that. And she helped me raise all 4 of my children, which like I said, my oldest was 18 years older than my twin. So with that, I have 4 boys. So she had a full-time job, retired, and helped me. So it was only the natural nature to care for your loved ones, especially your parents, your mother and your fathers. They get old and sick, and at a moment's notice, you just wonder who snatched the rug out from up under you. So with I was care provider. I helped. It came to a point where she could help me cook and do things around the house to where she couldn't do any of those things anymore. I tried in-home care with her, and it took a turn when COVID first hit. She had her 5th stroke, and it resulted into where she came home. She had a feeding tube, a hospital bed, no oxygen, and me and home health and my sister where she could, because she had to work full time. Everybody had to pitch in and help and do their part. And it takes a toll on you. And COVID hit, so I was there with helping her, and then trying to raise the twins. And Lord knows I never wanted to be a school teacher. So I'm stuck out with those babies. And I felt like I was running a nursing home and a school. And also, you know, with that being said, you're the cook, you're the housekeeper, you're everything, because everybody's totally dependent on you. And my only outlet was going to the grocery store. And by the grace of God, I made it. And it came to a point where my mom, about a year later, her kidneys started failing, and she ended up on dialysis. And I remember I had like 4 stairs in my hallway, and somebody had to be there. My son or my nephew. I commend them because they helped me out, or my sister even. We had to airlift her wheelchair, you know, just to get her to and from dialysis. Somebody had to be there when I left and when I returned, and to get her in the car. And I remember my sister came to visit one day, and she looked at me and she says, "You're not living." And, you know, she had some experiences with my mom as well, trying to help me. And that's when it took a turn. I was absolutely worn out, and I wasn't living. And so we decided that the care that I was giving her was not enough, that she needed a team, and I was a 1-person show trying to do everything. I mean, when her feeding tube machine would beep and through the middle of the night, I was there. You know, I would have to fix it and figure out what everything was. I kept her clean. She never had skin breakdown, any of that. So for me to let my guard down, to put her in a facility somewhere where I worked for many years, I don't care how pretty and fancy they are, it's still the same bull. So with that being said, my sister and I work diligently to make sure that she gets the quality care that she deserves, because she worked hard all her life, and the insurance and all her benefits, we want to make sure that she get every drop of care. And they can't pull the wool over our eyes, because I worked in that system so many years that I know that inside and out. And with my sister being a spokesperson for it too, we play our roles. I do the hands-on healthcare part, making sure she has the things that she needs. But when it's time to speak and go in and get things done and the billing and all that, my sister's right there. And it takes a team. And unfortunately, sometimes siblings don't get along in these situations, but we seem to do it. And one of the things I vowed to her was that we will never argue or disagree in front of the doctors. We will hear what they have to say, and we take a meeting back, and we go in and we attack it how we see fit. And they wanted to give up on my mom at one point, and we told them, no, God had the final say. And through that all, we have put things in place to help her quality of life, because we weren't ready to give up on our mom. So she has a a pacemaker. She has a feeding tube, and we go in and see her. She, through her stroke, she's not able to speak well, but we can understand her, and she'll still cut you with the eyes when she want to cuss you out. So, but just to go be able to see her and just living, and the only thing I hate that I can't feed her anymore. She's totally dependent up on the feeding tube because she has swallowing issues. But that's my mom. Like, that was really my best friend. She still is my best friend. And I pray to God, and one of the things I asked God, since she's not really necessarily here for me, did I get enough knowledge from her? And one of the things that God shared with me was that whatever that I need, yes, I did for one, but whatever that I needed to learn in life, God was going to provide me with the people and the tools that I needed to learn whatever it is. And I don't have, I can say thank you, God, for YouTube University. I have learned so much for that tool as well. But He surrounds me around positive friends and the things that I need to keep growing and growing. And that's pretty much the journey on that.
So, Crystal, thank you for sharing that. Share with everybody how you actually felt once you knew that you wasn't living the life that when your sister said you're not living. Like, what was your immediate reaction at that time?
It was a sense of joy for her to take notice that I wasn't living, but also in that whole realm of experience with everything, I found out I started looking at my own health, and I joined, I love to join groups on Facebook, and I had joined a keto group. And I'll never forget, a young lady was describing how she had fatty liver disease, and she was describing it, and the things that she was saying made me diagnose my own self. So a couple months later, I had the abdominal pain that comes with that. And sure enough, I went to the emergency room and I had fatty liver. So with that being said, I changed my diet, but it was so fascinating because God showed me all the things that were bad for us. And one of my part-time jobs was that I would DoorDash. And God showed me that if I ate, my stomach would swell, but I would eat, like, you know how you get the dipping sauces? Well, I learned through that what was really, really bad for us. So I could eat the chicken nuggets, but I couldn't have the sweet sauces, like those dipping sauces. The only sauces that I was allowed to eat was ranch or buffalo, or nothing at all. I could eat fried chicken, unfortunately, I could, and it didn't bother me, but anything dairy, anything with a little thing of sugar in it or flour, I could not eat it. So, but I did find joy in, if you ever in Kansas City and you want Minsky's pizza, they sell an awesome cauliflower pizza. You will never know that you're not eating crust, because that's how good it is. I started to enjoy my food. I found things that I could eat, and I shedded 30 pounds, a quick 30 pounds from doing that. And these things are forever with me. Once you learn that your body talks to you, and you just have to learn the instrument to listen to what's going on. And I take one pill a day, and that's my milk thistle. It helps to cleanse the liver. And I don't have the stomach swelling anymore. And now that Thanksgiving's here and all these holidays, I'm gonna eat. But, and good thing that, and also too, with all that being said, I did reverse my fatty liver disease, but all those tools and instruments are forever with me. The sugary drinks, I cut out soda. I still may have one every once in a while, but it's not like I go with, like I used to, Quick Trip or McDonald's and get them big 32 ounces. I love Coke or Pepsi. Anything to give me that good belch or whatever. I love soda, but Now I don't even bring it in the house, really maybe like twice a month, and that's if my kids for a treat for them. But other than that, I'll have diet soda. One of my go-tos is coffee. I had to learn to drink that, but I do have creamer with that, but I use the sugar-free creamer. And yeah, it's about the quality of life, and you'll learn, and God's gonna be with you every step of the way.
Well, you know what, Crystal, that's good that you said that, because what I had to learn is that in the scripture, it says God will bring you to him willingly or unwillingly.
Mhm.
And so a lot of times we're not in alignment with our higher power. We're not in alignment with our creator, right? And so he's constantly talking to us. And a lot of times we're constantly running away because we don't want the responsibilities of our purpose, or we don't want the responsibilities of what he's given us. And so I just want to share with people, in all of these these learning lessons throughout our life is leading us somewhere. It's leading us to a destination of submission, submitting to our calling, submitting to our higher power, and also submitting and honoring us, honoring what we want for our life. So that's so good. Do you hear an echo?
Who, me, Erica?
Yeah.
I don't really hear echo. I can barely hear you, but that's why I'm bringing my face forward so that I can make sure I hear you.
Did you turn your phone up on your whatever?
I've done that.
Okay, so that's not it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So I'll end this interview, but I want to share with you to share with people, what are a couple of spiritual principles that you live by?
My go-to is most definitely prayer and positive energy. I remain positive. Anybody meets me that knows me, I'm very rarely in a negative space. And God is my highest power. I go to him, and it's crazy. And I know some people don't believe in psychic readings and stuff, but I pray so hard that my sister has told me on 2 occasions through her readings that the lady would ask her, who is this praying? And my aunt had got sick here not too long ago, and I was praying so hard. She said, who is this lady with her hair? And I was doing my own hair. God gave me the ability to be able to work with my hands, and I was doing my hair, and it wasn't complete at the time, but she said she has the silver hair and her hair is partially done. And that lady seen me praying over my auntie. And when I go in, I know my spiritual team is there. I go into prayer and I be back. You hear me? I be in tears and everything. And I know that my spiritual team is with God, and my spiritual team is here with me. I can a lot of times feel the presence. And I pray over my whole family and my friends as well. So my highest power is God. I go to him most definitely. And I try to remain positive and be a light for others. So, and I know my blessings when God sends me, he always send me to work with people. Sometimes I'll be like, God, I don't want to work with these crazy people. But this time he's blessing me to be able to work with the babies, which I really love that.
Yeah. So what do you say from people that says, I didn't already pray, I keep praying, and I don't see God helping me? Do you have anything to say to those people?
Oh man, I can say honestly, I didn't take notice till I had got pregnant with my twins, and I had them at 38. But I'll never forget that it's so many stories that I could write a book about it, how I knew that God was prevalent in their journey. Even far as them getting here, I carried them babies like I was a teenager. God made it comfortable for me to, I didn't work for 2 years. I was able to draw my unemployment. I would never forget my doorbell rang one time, and I had downloaded an app on their iPads. It was a Bible app for kids. And within about 5 to 10 minutes, a Jehovah's Witness came to my door, and the lady had a brochure. She says, hi, I just wanted to tell you about the Bible app for kids. And I said, believe it or not, I just downloaded it for my babies on this phone. And God has showed me in so many instances. Oh, I can't even count the number of times. And your patience is what matters, because I'm telling you, he don't come when you want it. He gonna make you wait, but he's gonna be right on time. He's always on time. And I just got so much joy in my heart when I talk about him, that you have to have your faith. You have to keep believing. And some people say the universe, well, whatever it is, hold on to it, because them doors are gonna start opening for you. And the ones that are closing, don't even fear that. Don't even fear that, because if that door closes, he got something better for you on the other side. I'm telling you, he is so just wonderful. I don't have nothing negative to say about my God or our God, because I know what he has done for my life.
Yes, that is so wonderful. Thank you so much, Crystal. So do you have any, you're not the only one that have had their baby late in life, 38, 40. If you have any, I want you to talk to that woman that had their baby at 38 years old, or they're 38 and they're 40 right now. So you have your babies are big now. But what about when they are only 1 and 2 and they are like, I cannot believe I had these babies? What do you want to talk to that lady and tell her that? Mom?
Oh, it goes by so fast. Enjoy those babies. Enjoy every moment. If you're battling with your stress, get the help that you need. I'm not going to say it's easy, but I had my days, but I never gave up. If you have trusting people around you that say, hey, let me watch them babies, only if you trust them and know that they're going to take good care of them babies. Don't mess with the old people and the babies, because I'm coming for you. But just take the help, get the help. It's people to talk to, it's counselors, it's therapy. Never think you're alone. It's other women that you can reach out to. I know God gave me those babies for a reason. I don't doubt it. I did tell him, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need for you to walk with me on this. And he has not disappointed at one time, but don't give up. And as mothers, it can get difficult, but those are our babies. Like, we gave life to them, and I didn't care. God gave me a baby with an eyeball in the middle of the forehead. I told him I was going to love them. So I know that they're necessarily God's children, and we take care of them while they here on earth. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that mines are taking care of it. And if yours are in my possession, or if they're with me at that moment, just know that they safe, because ain't nobody going to mess with us. So yeah, we all good, but never give up. Never give up, and keep going and keep praying. And God's going to put the people and the things in place for you. And never give up on your intuition. Intuition is a good gift to have. And I give praise to my mom too. She was such a classy woman. And my mother, like, we never knew who she dated, because my mom, she was that kind. She never brought a man home. And I thank her for that, because there's so much abuse. And how many times have you heard about that's a whole nother topic, but keep those babies safe, protect them at all costs. And be careful and be mindful. If it don't look right or feel right, then know that them children, your kids are in it, and listen to them. Listen to them. Always be don't be so quick to hit them and whoop them and stuff. Listen to your babies. I stayed at home for a year with all of my kids. My second pregnancy, that was the only time I battled postpartum. But other than that, like I said, God knew what to do, and I made it. We're making it. So
that's so good that you said that, Crystal, and that you hit on that, because a lot of times we have children, but we don't want to raise them, right? We have children and we don't want to put our best into our children, because we still trying to do the clubbing ourselves, or we still out there in those streets ourselves, and we can, and a lot of times we want to still hang around the same people. But if you got a new baby, you shouldn't be hanging around those same people that want to go to the club, the same people that want to go out all the time. So it's just time for us to, if you have a new baby, grow up and raise the kids, because you know, it's so much stuff going out there that is going against God's teachings, right? And so we are in a spiritual warfare, and we have to make sure that we are in alignment. I'll just keep stressing that over and over again, being in alignment with our higher power, with our creator. So tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. I know you're on TikTok and Instagram. What's your Instagram name?
I try to use all the names for my platform. So it's savory _sauces, the _, the letter N, another _ more. So savory sauces and more is where you can reach me. God gave me the ability to be able to form and create these reels. So I'm not doing them unless God is involved. I snatched it out of thin air. I looked at my babies. I'm like, well, if they 10, 9 and 10 and they can create these, I can too. So
I know that's
I'm a
right.
real making fool. I actually love it. And God is speaking through me all the way on those. And when I tell you I didn't have no training, I just go for what I feel is right, put the music to it. And I'm not sharing anything or putting any work out there unless God is guiding me. And just find your passion, whatever you love to do as a kid. If you love to cook, I like to cook. So a lot of mine is cooking, but also some spiritual things on there. God blessed me with my hands. I'm able to create, and I love that he made me. I would have me no other way. I love being a strong, independent Black woman that I am. And I give praise to him and my mom and my grandmother. And I know that those who have crossed over are watching me grow and guiding me by the grace of God. And just never give up on yourself and your ability and your skills, and don't be afraid, because God's been telling me, that's how I came about doing is he's been talking to me and telling me, share your gifts with the world. And that's what I'm doing. I'm obeying him.
Yes, Crystal. That is so wonderful. That is so amazing. And you are amazing. So thank you so much. So you told everybody where you are. And I just want to say thank you for accepting my offer to come on here to share with people your story, you know, and share with people that we all go through things at different times, right? And so to just not give up, you know, just make sure that we are in alignment and that we keep focused on our higher power, our creator. So thank you so much, Crystal.
Thank you. Love you, Erica.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
So everyone, thank you all so much for coming on here today. And thank you so much, even with the technical difficulties, you stayed here with us and you switched over. This is so amazing. Thank you. I see you, Kathy. Thank you for staying here with us. Ned, Tayana, thank you so much. Thank you all so much. I can't see everybody because a lot of you all did not post, but thank you so much. Listen, you all, I don't know if you went through the process, but we're having a 3-day event, and I'll be sharing that 3-day event as of tomorrow, because if you know that you need the healing and you know that you need to heal your relationships. Wait a minute. Let me see. Can you see me now? So if you know that you need healing, right? You need to heal your relationships. You know that you need to if you know that you are not in a good space, you know that your 2022 could have been better, but you are in isolation. You are alone. You are disappointed with your past. You are in unforgiveness. Those things need to be healed before you can soar, before you can skyrocket into your next level. Okay. And so if you know that you've been putting yourself last and you've been putting other people before you, you need to go through this 3-day boot camp that I'm offering, because you're going to be going through the same things over and over and over again, year after year, if you don't get any help, y'all. So you know who you are. You know that you need the healing. You know that you need the forgiveness of someone else. You know that you've been putting other people first, and that you need to figure out who you are. What's your purpose? What's your identity? So if you know these things, then tomorrow I'm going to be inviting you to our boot camp, our 3-day boot camp. So what I want you to do is we're going to get our technology together. Thank you all so much for hanging on here with us today. We will be back tonight at 6:30. Whoop, 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 whoop. We will be back tonight at 6:30, 7:30. So if you are available, if you have the time, I want you to make sure that you are back here tonight, because we still have some amazing speakers tonight, okay? And we're going to get this technology together, and we are going to make sure that you heal through these interviews, because this is the journey of healing, okay? So thank you all so much. I love you so much. And I want you to do this. I want you to go back to the Facebook group and share what you've learned. Post in the Facebook group. Share one thing, 2 things that you've learned. You can even go live, or if you don't feel comfortable going live, then you can post, okay? And so I'm right here. I'll be here for a few minutes and I will approve your post. But I want you to please share what you've learned for the day. Or maybe that you didn't learn it. Maybe you heard it for a second time or third time, and now this time you finally got it. So I want you to share in the Facebook group. And we'll see you tonight at 6:30 p.m. Talk to you soon.